Hi everyone and welcome to another review from Colour with Claire. Today we're reviewing Pop Manga Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures by Camilla D'Errico. So you probably already recognise her name from her previous colouring book, her debut book, which was just Pop Manga. And this book takes the manga theme even further into the underwater world of all of these sea creatures. So there's mermaids, there's krakens, there's seahorses, all kinds of fairy tale and mythological kind of characters, all with this manga style. So a little bit about Camilla first. She's an Italian-Canadian comic pop surrealist artist. So she mixes comic art with manga and surrealism, and the main thing that she likes to emote in her illustrations is the emotions of the characters. So you will see a lot of faces, and as with manga art, there's always a lot of emotion in the faces, and it's a big collaboration of all of those things. So the book itself is 25 by 25 centimetre square. It has glossy titling here, as you can see in the light, and the rest of the cover is matte. On the back, we can colour this image if we wish, as it's all very nice and smooth. There's nothing glossy on it, so if you wanted to colour that, you can. It's actually a removable dust jacket, which you can see just here. And this is what the book itself looks like. So we have a smooth cover with a very light blue tint to it and these lovely little jellyfish. And then the cover that comes away has these seahorses inside. So you can even colour the inside and make the whole colouring book full of colour. I'll just pop that to one side for now. So we open up and we have the title page. And on here you can see that already we've got a big illustration almost filling the entirety of a page for you to colour. So none of these sort of initial pages are just text. We obviously have areas for you to do backgrounds and practice and things like that already. So here's a little bit from Camilla just about the background of where these illustrations have come from, a bit of her inspiration. And she's just explaining pop surrealism. Think of it as pop culture meets the artwork of Salvador Dali. The laws of physics don't exist in these pages, so it is going to be very surreal and very whimsical and not at all realistic. So we start off here with these seahorses and this mermaid here surrounded by the seahorses. I'm guessing that these are her best mates, and this is just the thing about this book is there's lots and lots of background space for you to do all these sort of marine undersea backgrounds if you wanted to, or you don't have to, it's up to you. So as you can already tell, the book is double-sided. There are 70 images in total, so you're getting quite a lot of content, but just be aware that if you're using heavier mediums like alcohol ink, they are going to seep through to the other side and possibly ruin the image on the back. So a lot of these images are centralised characters with a patterned background. Some of them are completely blank, like the one you see here, but quite a few of them do have those patterns. But as you'll see in the page that I coloured, you can delete or erase all of these patterns and create your own background if you wish. And you can do that with very thick, opaque mediums like acrylics. So, as I said before, lots of characters, lots of faces. Here we've got a double page spread of some turtles. But for the most part, there are these lovely emotive manga-esque faces, and they all have some kind of theme to do with under the sea. So there's a lot of octopus girls and weird looking creatures like this girl here. So it's the head of the girl, it's the human head, but then the rest of the body, it's sort of a mishmash of animals and humans. So as you can see, patterned backgrounds, just to add a little bit of detail so it's not all completely blank. Now the only thing is with this book is that with it being double page spreads, it's quite difficult to get into the centre of these, to get into those very inner spine areas. So you do have to sort of manipulate and break the spine a little bit to get in there. And that's why I prefer the singular kind of one-page images, the standalone images. But obviously it's completely up to the preference of the colorist. So the style is very kind of scrawly, pencil, hand-drawn style. There's nothing perfect or digital about these images. It is very hand-drawn, very organic, and you can see the pencil texture, you can see all the different lines. It's not perfect. So that's the kind of style that Camilla works in. Now, here's the picture that I coloured, and I used Prismacolor pencils on the creature itself. Then I used acrylic paint to create this blue ombre background, and then a white gel pen and some neon gel pens for the bubbles. So first of all, for some reason I decided that the bow tie and the little hairband was going to be tartan. So I tried to create a tartan effect as best I could. And then I decided to colour the hair in this very kind of marine, greeny, blue, aqua, deep aqua kind of colour. And I matched the eyes with that as well. I decided to colour the tentacles in the same colour as her skin, because I didn't really want there to be a difference between the human side of it and the creature side of it. I wanted to tie it all together, so I decided to do it all in this flesh tone. Now, as for the background, this did have a patterned background. It was little bow ties all over the place, and you can probably see, if I just show you just here, a few of these little bow ties just peeping through. But what I did was several layers of acrylic paint, and it's the first time I've really worked with acrylic paint in colouring books, and I've come to learn that it is a very slow medium. You have to wait for one layer to dry before you do another. They're very translucent paints, so to get this real opaque result, to get this opacity, you do have to layer and layer it up. Saying that though, I think the end result is really lovely. I've managed to get this ombre sort of graduated background between the blues, and it wasn't very difficult at all because the translucency of the paint meant that it could all just blend together without much streaking. So I did that, completely covered it, and then I got my circle template, which you can see here, and a white gel pen, and decided to create my own background. I didn't really like the bow background. I thought it would take ages to colour all those little tiny bows in, and to be honest, I just couldn't be bothered. So I covered it all in acrylics, got my white gel pen and created these circles. I then used some Sakura Jelly Roll Moonlight pens just in different neon colours to make it look a little bit more bubbly. You know, when you have soap bubbles and they have different colours in them. So I tried my best. It's not brilliant. I've seen some soap bubble colouring that is absolutely incredible and very realistic. But saying that, I have posted this image on my social media, and so many people have asked for a tutorial on these bubbles. It is so simple. I almost feel like it's not worth doing a tutorial, but I definitely will do one if you want. And I finished the whole thing off with some stickles, because you know I am obsessed with these since I got them from Jacqueline Bruce. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. I will be doing a whole video on stickles soon because I have a ton of them here. But I'll just show you in the light so you can see around every single bubble I did add a little layer of stickles just to finish it off. So I'm really pleased with how that turned out. As you can see, I've sort of messed up the other pages a little bit around the edges because I'm not careful. But hey ho, it didn't go through to the other side, and I did use loads and loads of paint. So we'll carry on through the book, and just to mention a little bit about the paper as I go through, it is incredibly thick. It's lovely and bright white. And as you can see, even thickest layers of acrylic paints do not shadow or bleed through to the other side. Obviously you are going to get that with alcohol markers, as I mentioned, but any other medium, this paper is going to take it really well. It has a slight tooth, but nothing too rough, so it's ideal for any mediums you want to use, whether that be pencils or something smoother like pens, water-based pens. So a lot of the images have different sort of line weights in them. Some of them are very thin, narrow and wispy, and some of them are quite thick and heavily shaded, almost grayscale like this one here. I love this family of freaks, underwater freaks. There's some really unusual and very unique images in this book. So if manga and surrealism and whimsical kind of things are your bag, this is going to be the ideal book for you. It's not going to be for everybody. I do realise it's quite unusual and sort of maybe an acquired taste a little bit, but I think that just the amount of work that's gone into this, and it looks so effortless but so incredibly detailed at the same time. I just think it's a lovely book and very, very unusual, as I say. So I love these standalone portraits, nothing on the background, so you've got a lot of scope for creating your own background art if you wish. And nearing the end of the book now, so you can see we've got this mermaid with her diver's helmet inside the bubble bath. And we have a sort of dragon mermaid with all of these scales and fins. And we come to the end. So this is just the little copyright page with all that info. And of course you've got another little illustration to finish off. So that is the book in its entirety, Pop Manga Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures. You can buy it from Amazon UK for £11.17. You can buy it from Amazon US for $12.78, and you can also get it from the Book Depository as well. So it's available pretty much wherever you live. All of those links are going to be in the description below, and I would absolutely love to know what you think about this book. So do leave me a comment, and please do the absolute #1 best thing you can do for me and click the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe also, and I'll see you next time on Colour with Claire.